Welcome to Pop Culture Roll Call, the show where our hosts are watching The Magicians by only viewing the scenes that their character is present for. This is Season 3, Episode 4, Be the Penny.
Welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call. I'm host Mike. I'll be watching everything from the point of view of Penny. With me as always.
It's Sasha, and I watch everything from the point of view of Margot.
In front of me as always.
It's Colin. I watch everything from the point of view of High King Elliot, as always.
Right here, right now.
Hey, it's Brian. I watches Quentin.
And creeping in the background often.
Producer James, who is also here to apologize to all of you.
What did you do?
Well,
Are we addressing the elephant in the room about how the cuts in this episode are insane?
that's the one.
So, was that your fault, or was that the show and it's our format?
I made the format, and I edited the videos, and I chose this show. So I think everything's my fault.
Okay, fair enough.
So the mass delusion, that's on you?
Yep.
So I mean, just to set the picture, right? Obviously, we like go into our kind of shared drive or whatever online, and our videos are in there. I don't know about everybody else, but for me, every 10 seconds, the screen just goes black, like almost without fail for the entire time. I know you don't. Shut up. You just heard the name of the episode.
In case anyone was curious.
My does that too. It's not it doesn't feel like it's maybe that egregious.
Maybe
but
it was a bad
yes.
upload?
Yeah, it
It's a
definitely
corrupted file.
Yeah.
I will say
file.
I watch on my laptop over my lunch break at work, right? And my work laptop has an issue where if I stop watching a video, my Bluetooth headphones will like when it reconnects, it'll kind of and the audio it'll like kind of skip like that. So watching this video over where I kept like disconnecting and reconnecting my Bluetooth headphones thinking that it was broken until I realized
because some of it's muted as well.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, I see their lips moving, but I was like, and then they would cut back. I'm like, oh no, it's fine. And then they would cut back. And I was like, oh, as I disconnect and reconnect, and I'm like, it usually works when I do that. This is usually a pretty foolproof fix. It took me like 10
Did you
minutes.
see what you did?
I have a notebook
It's very funny.
where when I watched the show, I was taking notes for myself of like what characters I can use, like what issues I might run into, and this one was like absolute hell to edit is all it said on it. And I was like, yep, see, I have it right there. This one was probably the longest edit I've had in a long time.
Not surprising.
I was gonna ask what was.
I was
maybe
gonna
the-
try
the
being a
last
little.
artist.
The last one I think was an angel when nobody could see Spike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say the blessing, having edited Orphan Black or whatever, the blessing in this show is there's not many phone calls. Phone calls suck to edit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anyway, so we don't need to say and then it comes to black a bunch because
Yep.
I think just
The entire time we're talking, just close your eyes every 5 seconds and you'll get the picture.
Or if you're into the Patreon, go check the Google Drive link and you can watch our edits and see what kind of insanity we had to look for.
If you're driving, don't close your eyes every 5 seconds.
You can only do that during the week before we get to our next one, though, because then it goes away.
Yeah, it's true. But if you're listening to this now, take a look out for it. If you
Run,
want to
run,
see,
run.
I mean,
well, what kind of time we had?
I guess. Why do you guys have a guess of why it's cut that way?
It's Penny,
yeah.
right? He's definitely floating in
Floating
the
through being a
background of all this
Casper,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, gotta
Okay,
be.
so what I want to do then is when we go scene to scene, I want you guys that are not Penny, tell me what happens in the scene first, and then we'll let Mike talk.
Okay, that sounds good.
So is this like a mini? Like
Mike, how many
vacation?
minutes did you have this week?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Mike has most of the episode.
I was gonna
like,
say,
I
you
think
had to
there's
have had a
maybe 2
gigantic-
shots you don't get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to also. I also have a confession.
Oh, this is
Oh
good.
no.
So I do have 2 whole minutes. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Did you watch them? Is your
break
confession?
these out by 10-second increments.
But I will say that I misheard the name Penny. I watched the whole episode and I literally had all of these notes written down being like, Benny? Who the hell is Benny? And I was like,
Why is he
who
bringing his
even
jets here?
cares?
You had 85 words spoken in your episode and you misheard the critical one.
Yes. And so I had all these notes where I was just like, whatever. And I'm like, am I supposed to know who this is? I was getting like mad and annoyed. And then like, I heard, you guys were just in the house talking and I was like, oh no.
What is a chance?
It's Penny in the Jets.
That's why you kicked us out of the
I
room.
did, and I had to rewatch it because I was like, I just need to make sure I completely understand what was going on because I definitely didn't the first time around.
all those good riffs you had written down. I gotta
I
scratch
was
them
like
out.
I was just talking about dumb stuff because I was like, who cares? Nobody knows who this person is, and I
Benny's
don't.
gonna die off screen anyway.
Yeah, like who cares?
Unbelievable.
Well,
Anyways, Penny did die off screen last episode,
Yes.
right?
yeah. I think,
Or maybe
well,
on
you had
screen.
an out-of-body experience after the demonic doctor ate the poison clot out of your soul.
That's
I
a
don't know.
wild sentence.
It is,
Previously on.
but I don't think it's wrong.
I don't think it was out of his soul. I think it really was poison, right? It was the poison.
Maybe it
room.
was like, but I remember he described it as like a clot.
Yeah,
But
but it wasn't out of his soul. It was
Oh,
out of
okay.
his body.
Yeah, he just,
Yeah,
like,
but
like
normally I
he
guess
pulled out a
poison-
poison cancer and ate it.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of the time poison I guess doesn't like congeal into. I guess I was assuming they were being kind of like they were taking creative artistic liberties with how they represent poison.
Poison cancer.
That is definitely not how I interpret it.
Oh, fair enough. I thought it was artistic.
Colin is up here, and I'm
thought
just
it was
like,
art.
I'm just like
Didn't they like
writing
call
down
it?
Benny. Who cares?
Well, I think what he pulled out, if you look at it at a high enough level, was consumerism.
All right, let's actually get it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Mike, time for you to talk for it. Well, I guess we're all gonna.
Yeah,
talk.
I guess
Not
I'll,
actually. Y'all better talk
Mike,
about your scenes.
You got to say what the next scene is, though.
So I had credits to start.
I have credits
I
to
have a
kick
scene.
off too.
Okay, I have some. So I start this.
Yeah, you start this.
Go.
So we start in the same bedroom. I do not know what house this is. I don't know if it's the cottage or whatnot. But I am watching Katie and Julia, and we pretty much pick off wherever we left, and they are struggling to deal with what they think is my death. And Julia is trying to tell her there's nothing to do and that he's gone, and she storms out to go pour herself a drink, and I try to motion to her like, hey, no, I'm here, and she goes right through my hand. And I keep trying to say that I was astral projecting when my body died, and she is just drinking, and I'm like trying to interact with people and things, but I just keep going through them. And like there's a guy walking up I know it's the cottage then. There's a guy walking up the stairs, and I jump at him and like and go right through him. So there's nothing I can touch.
You're just a regular ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, just actual like
Just the
Casper
ghost,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later. And then my next scene is Julia telling Quentin what has happened.
Yep.
What's your response?
I
Good.
start laughing.
And my response is, "Oh, come on."
It's one of those like I have this sometimes too, where there's like horrible information, like whatever, like inappropriate emotional response because your body's just like, I don't know how to react to this news, so I guess laughter. Like I've done this in person before, so I totally get it. And obviously it's cut. I'm not gonna say it the whole time, but then like next thing I know, Dean, Fogg, and Katie are also here. We're all kind of quiet. Everybody has like a glass of whiskey or whatever. And the dean's like, I suppose somebody should say some words. And so Quentin takes that as his cue.
Gets
like,
up smiling.
We're here today to remember the life of friend and student William Penny I never learned how to pronounce his last name.
Quentin.
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 Wow.
That's
Yikes.
a little yikes.
And then he continues, Penny was complicated. I think he hated me.
I do get it from Quentin's, but I have a friend who, like, just 2 days ago, I was talking to another Kyle, the It Gets Weird sister podcast. We were doing a stream, and I was like, "Yeah, our buddy Caleb. What's his last fucking? I've known him for like 12 years. I just never use his last name.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, do I know it? I don't think I do. I thought it would come to me. It happens.
It does.
Yeah.
But Quentin's
Yikes.
was I didn't know how to pronounce the name that I knew. Mine is it doesn't exist in my
didn't
memory
work.
banks.
Kind of like how people joke about, like, I don't know what my friends do for work because it's not important.
because
Like,
it's not
yeah.
important, right? We never talk about it. So
They make money.
yeah, they're here. They pay their half of the bill.
I have friends who like I hate their boss, but I don't know what they do for work because they complain about their boss. I'm like, I
Yeah.
hate that guy too. What do you do again? Anyways, like Katie kind of takes over from this point, and she's basically giving a little toast about how like nobody really knew Penny, and not even her basically. And
Katie says that.
Katie says that.
Oh,
So like nobody really knew him, not even me, and that's probably how he wanted it. All I can say is, and then she like takes up her drink, finishes the drink, slams the glass on the table, and walks away.
Yeah. So as y'all are just sitting there not crying, I'm just like, why is nobody crying? I saved all of your asses so many times. Appreciate me. And no one is. I call you out for not knowing my name, saying it's Adiyoti, idiot. But that's really all I add to that conversation of just like, really? I'm at my own funeral and nobody is mourning me. Nothing.
I cannot think of a worse place to be than at your own funeral.
Oh, right. That's I mean, that's that classic like therapy technique, right? Like therapy 101 is like imagine yourself at like as a ghost in your funeral, and what do you want people to say about you, and who do you want to be there?
I don't want anyone to be there.
It's the worst. It's the worst thought experience in the world, right? I think I'd want people there. I would want people to like celebrate my death.
That vibe is like, I think I've created too many enemies, and I want them to like come together and band against me in the afterlife.
I am very well liked. No, I don't know. Maybe it's because like I dig up funerary objects,
Sure.
but like to me, like I don't know, like I've never found funerals appealing, and I've never really wanted one for myself. And I'm just like, I understand that funerals are for the living, not the dead. So like, not really any of my business.
Right.
But if it was up to me, we wouldn't bother. Like,
Sure, send out a postcard, cremate me, and throw me into the ocean.
like honestly, truly, that's just the vibe. Don't cremate. That's gonna make it so hard for future archaeologists. Please.
What if
saying
I
don't
with my, what if I with my bones?
Don't create me, not as like an environmental or an anti-spiritual thing. What if archaeologists need to look at my
So
bones?
the problem is that like you're asking me with a question because you know that I've done cremation like archaeological work, but that's in Rome when they were doing it outside, like with flames that they couldn't get super hot. The problem with modern cremation is that it's now we're talking ash. It's so small, you can't get anything from it. You can't even tell what bones there
So
are.
you both think cremation's bad, but also you want to be cremated because you don't want to wake up dead in a coffin.
I'm claustrophobic. That's a separate problem.
Okay. Let's just move on. We don't have time to unpack all this.
For the Patreon, we're going to have therapy dives.
Yeah.
There's no
Welcome to
therapy
I
in it.
Contain Multitudes, Pistasha.
I am an onion. That's when I get credits.
Yeah.
Yep, same.
Credits.
Credits.
Mind slots.
When do you send the bunnies?
Well, there's one less mind slut.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's true.
Ghost
Well, actually, he's kind of only a mind slot now.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's
I
true.
am the
He's
mind
true.
slut.
He is
So,
the
we
mind.
are back to singular.
So there's only one mind slut.
But-
Nope,
The mind.
nope.
It's you.
Because we are collective. We are the Unitron.
Yeah, but none of us are mind sluts because magic is gone.
I love Penny, Mind Slut, Abba.
Wow.
Whatever your last name is.
Wow.
Whatever your last name is.
Okay, we got half the couch canceled.
Do you send bunnies?
After the next scene I have.
Okay.
Mike-
do I,
Mike can
do I
just-
literally just drive this?
Yeah.
Mike
Yeah,
just to
you
drive
have
it.
to
Don't
tell
worry
us,
about
I'm
it.
scene's
sure.
next?
I don't trust
Next
him.
scene is me. So the next scene is I travel to the astral projection section. Say that 5 times. Of the library in the Netherlands.
Netherlands?
Netherlands.
Not the Netherlands.
Netherlands.
It's important.
Which is a wreck. Like very much just a shell of what it used to be. Like things are thrown around.
Do you know what actually happened?
Nope. And I can't lift the one book I need about astral projection, and I see some guy going through books, not looking, very kempt or sane. And the guy's name apparently is Bodhi because he yells out to his friend Shep that he found him a soft book, which apparently they used as toilet paper because the vellum feels nice on his ass.
Bodhi and Shep.
Bodhi and Shep.
Okay.
Shep is like, hey, I found more fresh meat upstairs because it's been 2 weeks since they caught the librarian, and there's not much left but gristle.
Oh.
And now they say, I don't know if it's the same librarian because Penny doesn't have that kind of like reaction because mine's like, you ate a librarian. So I don't know if there's other librarians, but we haven't seen that librarian.
Wait,
so
are
who
these
knows?
like humans or
Yeah,
are they
these
like?
just people, just cannibals.
There's cannibals.
My next scene after that is Elliot and Squad showing up looking
Yep.
for food.
No worry, we'll talk about the cannibals. So apparently we'll talk about the cannibals, Styles. We'll talk about the cannibals.
Okay.
So last episode Elliot didn't have much, but I did put a key in a wall and turn it on the boat, and then we left. That key opened a door that apparently led Fenn, Frey, and Elliot to the Netherlands. And I don't get much of like a lead in. Like I'm just immediately sort of assaulted with that topsy-turvy camera angle and like low saturation that the Netherlands seem to have in all of the shots, which, I disliked at first and now they're consistent enough with it that I don't hate. But it is very disorienting, which I guess it's supposed to. There's 2 dudes that maybe are Bodhi and Shep because it's 2 guys that look like they probably are named Bodhi and Shep. And they look
big
like
Bodhi vibes.
They do. They're like, I mean, I don't want to insult all of our Shep listeners, but the chances of that happening is borderline 0. But they just like kind of look greasy and disheveled and kind of like they might eat people, which for good reason they kind of eat people. But I don't know this yet, and we're like talking to them, and they're like, "Hey, how'd you get here?" Because everything's shut down, right? The magic, like they don't know how new meat got into their little area, and they're like, "How'd you get here?" And Frey is not afraid to tell things because she, grew up with fairies. She's like, "Oh, we have a magical key," and it's like, "Don't tell them about the magical key."
Useless.
Right. And Fen is also not quite like keeping it on the down low. She's like, she's begging for food. She's like, "Hey, we haven't eaten in days," which, I mean, I guess it's been days. Maybe we've been wandering around the Netherlands or something, but we're starving. And we don't know we got here, and we don't know how to leave. And we're hoping that these strangers that are down their luck have something, and they agree. They're like, why don't you take a seat? It's still kind of skeezy. Me as the watcher. The people in the scene seem like, "Hey, take a seat," and they like hand us a tray, and it has like little ribs kind of thing on like a little meat on bone, and we started like gnawing on it, and Elliot's like obviously doesn't like it. He's like, "This is good," because it's still food and he's starving.
And like pork,
kind of. Next, I have a shot here where we cut forward for a second, Mike, but I'm not sure.
I am just yelling
Do you
them,
follow us?
Don't eat it. They're cannibals. You're eating it, dude. Don't eat it.
Yeah. And then I get a shortcut. I'm assuming, do we do my whole Netherlands bit here? Because you follow me around, there's still some cuts. Like, I'm running, and I'm like, Elliot, I'll just do it. Elliot, Fen, and Frey, like, I get a cut after Elliot's eating the little bone piece. And we're sprinting, and we hide behind a fountain, and we have found out that they're cannibals.
Oh, wait.
It happened off camera, though. Okay.
That's going to be later.
Pause that.
Deal. All right,
Pause
then
that.
never mind.
So
Forget you heard that.
I then travel again to the cottage where there's Alice and Quentin.
yes,
And Alice is like, "I can't believe that he's gone."
yep.
I mean, we were never really that close. And I'm like, "What? Huh? Okay, you gonna keep going?"
Yeah. So Alice is basically just, lamenting the loss of, a person who's, close-ish to them. And, she's talking about how you can't know how much you care about somebody till they're gone. And she says, "I remember he used to let me ride around on his shoulders. I love that."
What? Pardon?
And then she's like, "Were you close with your dad?"
Oh,
Because her dad died last episode, too.
that's
And
right.
Penny thought that she was talking about him.
My quote there's just, "Oh, her dad, for fuck's sake."
Taking all your death heat.
Mm-hmm.
This is when we get a little bit of interesting kind of lore here that, how my dad's been sick. Quentin's dad's been sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently Quentin saw him a few weeks ago. His cancer is in remission because his cancer was inherently magical.
So the magic.
So the magic stopped working. So his magical cancer stopped being cancer, basically.
How did he get magical cancer?
I don't know if that was ever
I
established.
thought this.
Because I thought the thing was that it wasn't magical, and that was the point.
I also don't understand how Penny's turbo cancer exists, even though that's magical. But,
That was poison. I
Poison.
thought.
but didn't they call it I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, you're right. They did.
So your normie dad has magic cancer, and none of us know how.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Unless I missed something, whatever. But Quentin kind of apologizes to Alice for kind of railroading conversation about his dad being okay when her dad just died. And Alice is like, well, it's kind of the one good thing to come out of all this, like magic being gone, right? And she's talking about how she hasn't been in the same room as her mom since the burial, because her mom's a lot. And then basically I'm asking her for help finding the keys, right? Like, we can try to bring magic back. And she basically says that she doesn't think we should do that. Like, she doesn't think bringing back magic is a good idea.
Wouldn't that kill your dad?
That's
Yeah.
part of it. Like, that's she brings that up. Quentin doesn't seem to take that super into the equation. Like, I don't know if it's selflessly or whatever. We'll obviously have to deal with that at some point. But I think Quentin thinks like more of a greater good, like magic is kind of worth that or whatever. But,
I could see that because Quentin always approaches magic as being like a social commodity. Like he doesn't ever seem to be the type of person that wants magic to be like controlled and like doled out by a ruling elite. Like he wants magic to be a thing that is
More
available. Democratized. So
and Alice has kind of like taken a step back now that magic's gone and being like, look at what we've done with it. Like everybody around her has been suffering before the magic went away. So why would bringing it back kind of help anything? So she's of the mind now that like we've probably done more harm than good with magic, and maybe it's for the best. She says, right now I just want to be 23 and not know what I want and not know what I'm doing. But then it's like I have to tell Elliot and Margot about Penny because they don't know. And that's when I give the bunny message.
Quinn's whispering to Bunny, and that's when I travel to the ship that you were sailing in.
Oh, fantastic.
And I'm like, when did you get a sweet little boat? Man, I miss all the cool shit.
You do.
But yeah, go ahead.
Basically, we're talking about how we have to go back to White Spire because if we try to go anywhere else, me and the courtiers, that's who I'm talking to. If we try to go anywhere else, the queen is going to just pop back up and like on some sort of magical creature and like terrorize us until we go back to the castle. So there's just like basically Margot's like there's no escape. We have to go back. But while we're having this conversation, that's when a courtier brings I think its name is Benedict. He brings the bunny, and the bunny just says, "Penny's dead."
Wow.
Sorry.
No bedside manner at all.
Sorry.
Doesn't like grab your hand with a little paw and make you sit down.
It's an oddly deep voice.
Yeah.
It's the deep raspy voice that the bunnies have. So it's Penny's dead. Sorry.
And this is when we make a bunch of jokes. Like clearly this is for the Penny side.
The map maker who I've met before is like, I can't believe it. I'm like, thank you, fucking finally something. He was my best friend. Okay, I mean, all right, that's a lot.
So that's what I wanted to ask you about. Are you best friends with the map maker? Okay, because he's like really torn up.
Yes.
Yes, they did. They did before, but like he's real torn up. He's actually really sad. Which I don't know. I feel like he's gonna die soon because of that.
Yeah.
But.
There is a joke here that I could not stop laughing at because of how Penny delivers the punchline. I'll let you. You have to set it up.
Is this when I talk about how I'm just like I can't believe he's dead. I always thought we were gonna bang at some point.
Really sad, and then it cuts to Penny. Penny goes, "Me too, girl." Pause. Me too.
Me too. I also thought that.
I mean,
it's the between saying it that I'm just like,
Mwah. That's very funny.
Me too, girl.
It was funny even without your bits, but like legitimately,
so
like
fucking funny.
Was
it less funny when you thought it was some random guy you've never seen named Benny?
Yes.
Wow.
I always thought we were gonna bang sometime.
When I went back, I was like, oh, this is funny now.
That's awesome.
I don't know why I did not pick up that about Penny.
That's like saying there's this new character named Bargo. Not sure who they are, but let's see what's going on with them.
In all fairness, I literally do not remember the last time we were in a singular scene together.
I will say it's been so long since I've seen people. I'm like, that's how Margot looks. Forgot
Margot
about that.
and Penny do not overlap very often.
Penny and most
all.
people didn't overlap much.
Yeah.
I'm a traveler.
But for Margot, it's less than even.
Well, go figure. Margot and Elliot have been completely ostracized to another plane of existence for the better part of 2 seasons now.
That's why Margot and Penny never banged it out.
Yeah,
now they can't.
If you were within arm's reach a couple more times, maybe you would put that arm around somebody.
I love how you say now they can't. Like people haven't overcome death multiple times in this show already.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And like you can't bang a ghost.
I've got one more scene, so tell me when that is.
Okay, next scene.
Next scene.
We're jumping over to see Katie, which she is frantically looking through her room for something, and I'm just talking at her like, look, I thought maybe we'd be like a normal couple and have normal problems. Like I would look at other girls and you get mad at me, or you tell me a story for the first time.
I was like, immediately look at Brian like you did something wrong.
Yeah.
Or just like normal problems.
Yeah. Or you would like tell me a story for the 3rd time, and I realized we'd have like nothing left to say, but we didn't get normal problems. I know what you're looking for. Don't. This is stupid. What do you think that's going to solve? And I'm like, you can't hear a word I say. There's no point in me staying here watching you suffer if I can't do something about it. So I'm going to go. and she has tied a belt around her arm, and she's getting ready to
Do heroin. Yeah.
I go to
Katie.
leave, and Julia sees a kind of weird dude looking over her with like a glowing light over him, and his eyes are all white. I can't remember if she's sleeping for this or not, because he confused me more than she did.
Yeah.
But there's like a light kind of like shining over him a bit, and he's like, "You need to help her. You're the only one who can." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he snaps out of it, and his eyes go back to normal, and he doesn't remember that interaction happening. Just kind of goes on with his day. She goes to check on Katie, breaks the door open.
Oh, so
Katie's overdosing.
sorry. Time out. Do you know who this guy is? Nope.
When I heard
sure
about
it's not our drug dealer
It's
guy?
not Josh.
Okay. Okay. I just
not
want to make
Josh.
sure.
I can tell it's Todd.
There's a difference between Josh and Todd.
Yeah.
Oh,
Todd
no.
went to Ibiza.
Oh, God.
Josh is the drug
Josh
dealer.
is the drug
Those
dealer.
are two different people.
Apologies to all
Josh
Joshes
wears
and Todds.
glasses. Todd does not.
Okay.
I
and
know
where does
Josh.
Benny fit in all this?
Benny has the Jets.
Okay, Benny has the Jets.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so Todd is season 1 Ibiza Margot friend.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He trances, eyes wide out, go help her. No one else can. She goes. Katie is actively dying and overdosing.
When I heard about this scene later, like I hear this kind of in passing, I assumed you did something to alert Julia.
Nope.
So somebody has
So Todd has been in the physical kids cottage.
right.
Yeah.
But Todd seems like he was being used to
Yes.
impart a message
By
Yes,
somebody.
he was a
Julia.
vessel.
by somebody else who is not Julia, is not Todd, is not Penny.
Let's
and
be
is
real.
nobody
We
on
can
this
go
couch.
further with this. Is not human.
Is probably well, yeah. It's probably
Right?
A
The
human
God.
could have made
gives
this
me
up.
It's a
like
god.
Like if there's
Yeah,
any magic
probably.
happening, it's not human. So it's
Yeah.
got to be a
maybe
god.
this
It's
is
Persephone,
It's
right?
probably Persephone.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
and James is just
Keep going.
wiggling
Keep
over
going.
there.
Anyway, sorry.
She goes in, magical glow on stomach, brings her back. And
Wait,
she,
Penny-
Wait, I'm sorry.
She magics?
yeah, she magics.
Who magicked?
Julia,
Julia.
she does magic on her stomach, glows, and she brings her back.
Okay.
Did
and
that-
she vomits.
Julia
up.
has intermittent magic a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, I guess
And-
I assumed that was like actually intermittent. So just going in and doing it. And does she seem amazed that she could do it? Does it
No.
seem like she was worried it wasn't going to work?
No.
Weird. Okay.
That's. I mean, like to me, that's like the
The mother
dad
lifting.
lifts up a car to save a child
Why's
type
it
of
gotta be a
thing.
dad? Why can't it be a mother? Sexist.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay.
God.
All right.
Ugh.
Wow.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. But no. So she wakes up, starts vomiting, like all of the drug out, as you do as someone who knows how drug works.
Yeah, you
vomit
inject
all
heroin
drug out.
and blood, vomit out of stomach, get
Drug
drug
singular.
out. Yeah,
Yeah, you vomit drug out, right? When it's bad.
yeah.
We are a bunch of losers.
You take drug, vomit, drug. Feel good.
And some dude, I was like, oh, that was gross.
Squares.
And he
Todd.
sees me. I'm like, wait, you see me? And he's like, you could see me? And he's tripping that I can see him. And he's like, oh my God, I can't believe Penny can see me. I'm like, you know my name?
Wait, I'm sorry. Are we
Please
talking about
describe-
Todd?
New guy.
Please describe this fella.
Oh, new guy.
I was about to get there.
no,
And
you start with the description of the guy. You
Before you
can't just
start
say
talking about his-
he.
I mean, it's a guy who does not look from our era. And
What
future
potential
past.
era?
we'll get there.
Caveman.
Wait, 1920s.
Let's
1920s.
all let
Nin-
Mike talk for 30 seconds, and we'll
It
save
is
our questions.
wild
I
how
don't
you
think he's
try
getting there in 30 seconds.
to tell a story with some like, ooh, some mystery, some pizzazz.
I don't need mystery from you. I need efficiency.
All right, let me set interior cottage.
Faster than that.
So 1920s, and apparently he's been watching us, and since we've got there,
Got
all of
where?
us to the school.
Oh, okay.
His name is Hyman Coopin, and I'm like, Hyman?
Okay, so you make the joke too. Fair enough.
That means something different when you were born? And he's shocked that we have not heard of him. He is apparently the pervert ghost of break bills, a student from the 1920s who was a traveler like me, and he would often practice astral projection around the campus, pop into lectures, dormitories, showers. He goes, you know how it is? And I'm like, no, I don't know how it is. And he said, as a prank, someone moved his body while he was, and I'm like, being a fucking pervert? And he goes, well, yeah. And in their defense, he was given several warnings about this. But yeah, he never found his body, and he can't cast a locator spell to find his body because he doesn't have fingers because he's astral projecting. And he must have died without him in it. So now it's all peeping all the time. And this is when I clarify, you're not a ghost. You know that, right? Like, you were astral projecting at the time of this. So you're not a ghost. Like, ghosts have unresolved shit in this world. They relive their death. They can touch things.
That's the house.
We talked
How
about
we
it.
did
Yeah.
this. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Break bill, not break bills. The what's the
The
mansion?
mansion from
what's the guy's name?
Christopher
Plumber, the plumber estate.
Yeah. And I'm like, I've personally been touched by a ghost. We're not ghosts. We can't do what ghosts do. And he's like, well, okay, professor, then how come I can sit in a chair? Why am I just falling through the floor forever? I'm like, I don't know. I don't make the rules. We just know that. Like, also, you've been gone 100 years. Have you communicated with anyone since then? And he has tried to get a message out that, about him being alive, but everything didn't end well. And I'm like, well, what the fuck does that mean? And that's when I'm like, wait, shush up. And that's when Julia and Quentin show up, and they talk about favorite. He talks about you two as his favorite pairing. He's like, oh, the tension between them, friends for years, but always loved her. And so yeah, he's been watching us as a TV show.
Yeah, I'd say Break Bills is a soaps.
It is. I
Right.
mean, Magicians is a soap.
Yeah, it is.
It's like it is what it is.
He comments, last thing before you get into your thing, he's like, you and Katie, you're great. I ship that totally. Alice is okay. She's a bit of a Miss Grundy. I'm like, I don't get that reference.
Me either.
Also, Josh is his idol. That man is a vagician. But yeah, I think, but Quentin, I mean, the outsider led into the inner sanctum of secret knowledge. As someone born in 1902, I find a heterosexual white male hero very relatable.
Okay. All right, writers, we see you.
But yeah, I'll let you do your scene.
They were having fun this episode, huh?
Yeah.
This is,
Maybe
this
don't
is an early
compromise
favorite.
maybe don't compromise your character's voice for yours, but whatever.
It's a random
It is
pervy
it's a
astral
random-
projection guy from
Yeah.
1902.
Josh is a magician.
That's
Once again,
fine. I'm okay with
someone's
that.
confirmed Josh is a fucklord.
It's like basically
Yeah.
Futurama where like he talks to God, right? And you're like, yeah,
I remember
that's
that
fun.
one.
Anyways, I'm talking to Julia. She says Katie's sleeping off in the infirmary, and I'm like, how did you know how to knock down her door? And Julia's just like, oh, it's just a feeling, and like totally changes the subject. So I don't understand what's going on. Like, she seems to know a little bit of what's going on, maybe.
Well, she knows how to kick a well, it's more about how she kicks it.
how she got the message that she needed to kick the door down.
Oh, not how did you physically kick the door
No,
down?
it was like, how
Okay.
did you know that she
Yeah,
needed
yeah,
help?
yeah, fair enough.
Right?
So I think Persephone must be talking to her, or like,
Like,
there's got to
yeah,
be some
there must
sort
be
of
more.
God-related thing happening.
Yeah.
Well, we're missing a lot by not having a Julia. I feel like we're missing all of the God stuff.
I would say not
completely.
necessarily. This could be a secret even from the
From even
audience.
us.
Who knows? Anyways, I'm doing research on how to find the second key. What I have so far is that a knight's daughter found the key in a sentient cave that kept asking riddles until it deemed her worthy enough. Rupert found the same cave in the first book of Fillory. He was chased in there by a belligerent cassowary, apparently. But he finds this mountain of treasure in this cave, but only took the golden key to give to his friend that he met during the war. So if that story is real, the implication is the key is on Earth, not in Fillory.
Because he brought it back from Fillory to give to his friend who fought in the Earth War.
Yes.
So
found
somebody
it later. World War
right?
II.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Okay,
like he
yeah.
was in World War II. We talked about this. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
And then there's something here about like we should send a message to Elliot, but that's the whole
And that's when I go, oh shit, Elliot, travel back to the Netherlands, and y'all are on the run.
Netherlands.
Neitherlands.
Wow.
Neitherlands.
Hey, it's neither here nor there. Okay.
Netherlands is
Exactly.
a
That's
real
why it's
place.
called the Netherlands.
True.
You just got why right now.
Autocorrect really screwed me on that note.
Yeah, I can see
You
that.
gotta watch out. Your Google Notes will do that to you. So yeah, is this when we're running and we're like, they're cannibals? Yeah. And Elliot's pissed off because he ate a person against his will, and he's like spitting out of his mouth and stuff. And I tell Frey, and Frey's like, why couldn't we have talked to them? Like, we could have, because we get the sense that they weren't like, we're gonna eat you right now. We like found out they were cannibals and then just fucking booked it, like immediately turned tail. And so it seems like we didn't immediately get into like an altercation or like they attacked us. It was just we saw and then ran. Because Frey is like, I get that they were cannibals, but like, maybe we could have, like, they're also the only people that we know. And Elliot's like, you don't negotiate with cannibals. That's like rule number one. She's like, why is that rule number one? And it's like, you know what? You're grounded. For just like wanting to talk to cannibals vaguely, you're grounded. And she's like, okay. And just sort of like shakes her head, and she's kind of frustrated. And this is where again, the cuts to black. I got to take these mentally out of my notes, and sometimes it's hard as I'm reading through. And so we're running through, and this is when I remember that we need to find the only way that Elliot can think of to get out of the Netherlands is to find another magical keyhole. And he's like, Elliot seems to think for some reason, that it's not about a keyhole appearing in the side of a wall like it did on the ship, but that if I put the key into any keyhole, it will open a magical door.
Sure.
So I didn't see that that's not how I understood it to function, but Elliot seems to think, and maybe the show was trying to tell us that like you go up to any functional door, no matter where it is, and you use this key to unlock it, it will take you somewhere else.
Okay. So interesting. So then that would imply that like doors to the Netherlands can appear randomly.
That seems to be
no,
the
because the keyhole appeared, and they mentioned it on the boat that it wasn't there before, specifically.
And then it took me to the line.
It makes any door a door.
Right, but it wasn't a door. That's what I mean, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Maybe we were wrong. But
I could have been wrong. But there was I can't imagine that keyhole. It was just literally in the middle of a wall, and there was no like seam of a door frame.
Was it in a bookshelf?
No, it was like on the curvature of the like hull of the ship.
I see. Okay,
from the
something
inside.
that would never have
like
a keyhole
not have a keyhole on it.
Got it.
But again, Elliot seems to think, and because I'm trying to think because we're outside surrounded by fountains, right? And I'm like, there's no doors. I don't see any keyholes, and we're like looking around to see if maybe there's another magical key. And I was like, Elliot kind of remembers the last time I was in the Netherlands, there was a bunch of doors in the library. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go try and find the library and see if we can use the key to unlock a random door in the library and maybe get out of the Netherlands. So that's kind of our next get here.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And that is the end. I get a little cut forward there where I.
Okay. Yeah, I'm yelling at you to go down to the library.
Oh, cool. Nice. I got the message.
Yep. That's when I pop back to the cottage. I check in with Hyman, trying to figure out where he's been. Wild name.
I can't get over
that. And he essentially, we're talking about like the whole like you find 7 keys, something good happens, and that's when I see Quentin, Julia, and the dean talking about what the keys could unlock.
Yeah, well, we're basically just filling him in on the whole quest for the keys to bring back magic. This is when we kind of figure out some more about we're relaying information to Fogg about like this American soldier in World War II. His name was Lance Morrison. We've done like research off screen about him. He went to break bills after the war. This is theoretically who was it? Was Chatwin? Was Martin? No. Rupert Chatwin gave the key to.
Yeah.
So he was a student at break bills, right? And so we're like, do you have files on information about this student? And he's like, oh, yeah, they're in the bottom of the drawer of the file cabinet or whatever. So we stand up and turn around, and we're starting to walk away. And then, like, a man just, like, appears in front of us wearing kind of a suit. And he says that on behalf of the order, and we're, like, confused a little bit. He's like, at the library, formerly headquartered in the Netherlands, we need to talk about Penny.
Got it.
And that's all I get from this scene.
Okay. So now we jump to the infirmary.
Okay.
Where this same guy is talking to Katie. Because she's on the road to recovery. And he's like, sorry to be blunt, but did Penny die a traumatic death? Dean Fogg says, you were the best one to ask this. And she confirms, and he goes, okay, that explains it. Penny signed a contract with the Order, guaranteeing his services in this life and well beyond. Curiously, his soul never reported for service in the Underworld branch.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so that's kind of what the bureaucracy is also for. If you sign contracts, like post-death contracts or whatever,
You got to report for duty.
You have to report for duty, and maybe they would facilitate that somehow.
Yep.
But you don't show up for that.
What was like a 1 million year contract or whatever it was?
Billion.
Your contract extends past your death.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you didn't show up to work even though you died.
Exactly.
Because dying just means that you transferred to a different
To the
Branch.
facility.
Yeah.
Yeah. You moved.
And she's like, well, then where is he? And he thinks likely in the process of becoming a vengeful spirit. And that's something we want to nip in the bud before time is up. So, lore. The soul is tethered to the body for 7 days after death.
Okay.
We can use that to yank his soul out from wherever it is and kind of just send him on his way normal path. And she's like, how do we do that? And he's like, well, eat him naturally. Well, not me. I'm a pescatarian. They have retained the services of a corpse eater for situations like this. And I'm not cool with anyone eating my fucking body.
This is
And
very interesting. This
last
sounds
bit.
familiar. Sorry, go ahead.
The last bit. He says there is a ticking clock on this kind of thing. If the tether goes before his soul passes on, he's fucked. And the corpse eater needs a tick to prepare, and she'll be there tomorrow at sundown, and you're welcome. So essentially, we need to eat him so that his soul can move on in a natural way to the underworld. If not, I just become a vengeful spirit.
Okay. But you're not actually a ghost.
I'm not actually a ghost.
Yet.
But
Yes.
this would potentially...
Well, I'm not a
Well,
ghost.
he
That's
would
what I'm
become a
saying. He's not-
spirit, not a ghost. He'd be a vengeful spirit, maybe not necessarily a ghost.
But would he become a vengeful spirit, I guess?
I
That's
think the
question.
astral projection thing is unrelated.
That's what I
Oh, so
thought.
maybe they
I think they don't know that I'm not a ghost.
Right, so I think they're doing all
got
of
it.
this-
I thought they knew
Under-
he was
no.
astral projected.
No, it's under the assumption that I've died, and they don't know where my soul is.
Oh, got it.
And so
Got it.
all of their approaches are operating from an incorrect assumption. And so I don't actually in this scene know what would happen. But yeah, that's where we're at. The
False
lore's
conclusions
the
from a
lore's
false
weird and
premise.
confusing.
Got it.
Yeah, that is-
coming from my just unique perspective.
Do we think this spell would still work, even though... No,
I don't think so.
probably not. Okay, so we don't have to care
Because
about
like
it.
it's like saying, well, it's the recipe, and the recipe requires someone that has died, and I have not died.
You have died. Your body is dead.
But
It depends on how much we care about the soul in this universe.
and my soul hasn't. Like I'm not.
But
like
your soul can't die because it would go to the underworld. Like, what do you
It's
mean?
weird. Like I'm not a ghost.
Well, I guess
though.
we don't know. We're assuming through this conversation here, this like last little bit of it, is the soul and an astral projected
The same
version
thing.
of you the same thing?
Yeah,
Astral-
I don't know.
When you
I mean,
astral
I don't
project,
think
is it
so.
your soul or is it a different thing?
I think I already discussed with Hyman. Got to say his name again. That I am not a ghost
Right.
because I can't interact with anything, and I'm not a vengeful spirit trying to do like my unfinished business.
Correct.
Right.
But technically what the guy said specifically was that it would yank your soul from wherever it is.
So it's taking me out of this limbo.
So even though it's if what was astral projection was your soul, theoretically the spell could work, even though the goal is because they think you're a ghost.
Yeah, I mean, they
But,
clearly
like-
add this plot line to add some tension, right?
Right.
Is the tension that your body is going to be destroyed or that you're going to become a ghost?
And I don't think I know which one that is.
Yeah. Because I don't think that, like, Penny's body being destroyed makes us care about it right now because we're like, that thing's dead. So I don't think them being, like, eating the body is a problem.
Right.
I think what they're saying is this timeline of you becoming a vengeful spirit is a problem.
Right.
Okay,
But
so-
for the reality of the situation where Penny is astral projected, the body does matter.
So
that
the thing.
can't work because Hyman exists.
They don't know what happened to his body, though.
So reading this again,
Yeah.
eating my body yanks my soul from wherever it is
Astral projecting, theoretically.
and down to the underworld.
Okay.
So it feels like that converts me from limbo to you're dead.
Right.
Sure.
Okay.
And to prevent me from being dead, I need to not let them eat my body.
Okay. So it is about not eating the body.
Don't
Got
eat
it.
my body.
But also
Because
because
eating
then
my
you would
body
go to-
locks me up away.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Interesting. And I guess we have to now decide if you can get because of the classic Hyman problem. Does the fact that his body is dead mean that he can never get back into it, or can you put an astral projected form back into a dead body and still get a real person?
Or if you need a new body for me, you do the thing they did in X-Men 3, where spoilers, Professor X loses his body, but then he puts his mind in a person who is in essentially a coma. So you just put me into a body that...
Sure, that's an old classic.
Well, if you have mental powers and you're put into Proteus, sure.
I love how you go with that reference and not the one that is in this show of a golem.
Oh, we'll get there. Next
will.
scene, we are at the cottage with Alice and Katie talking about what's going on. And this is very much Katie wants to find a way to fix me, and Alice isn't in agreement.
Yeah, because you can't bring people back to life,
Yeah.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
theoretically. Okay, so that's what they're arguing
Yeah,
about. Okay.
she's very much like the ghost children at the Plover House couldn't be saved, but Penny still has this tether. We could save him from being this awful ghost. Like Alice has seen what these ghosts live, and she does not want that for me.
Yeah.
And Katie's like, if he's a ghost, shouldn't he be, I don't know, haunting us? Like he's not. There's no evidence that he's doing ghost things. Therefore, he's not a ghost. And Alice says that it could be decades for a spirit to become malevolent. So it's back and forth between them and me at the end of it going, damn, Alice, I thought we were bros.
Okay, so basically this is setting up to be like Katie is like the one person that you can rely on to try to stop your body from being eaten, and you're gonna like follow her. She's gonna be the hero.
She has hope that I'm not a ghost and there's still a chance.
Yeah, which I mean, it's fair. I mean, like the library has a vested interest to make sure that you can't just wiggle out of your contract, and currently you have wiggled your way out of this contract. So they've got not completely unselfish motives here.
Yep. Next scene. Sorry, there's so much going on. And it's me trying to get information from Hyman, who I had to pull away from spying on Julia while she was showering. And it's me trying to figure out, like, there's got to be some way for me to talk to someone and send a message. What were your attempts like? And this is where he breaks down the explanation of trying to be a thing. He's like, for example, let's take a look at this penny. He does the whole bit there, and he's like, be the penny. And so I'm like, okay, just project myself into the object. Just put myself in the object, be the penny. He's like, it's very easy. We're calm. We do the 3 hours later, and he's yelling at me because it's still not working.
Okay.
I eventually scream in frustration, and then I'm in the penny. And I'm talking while in the penny, and I grunt. Like, I try hard enough that I get the penny to flip.
Okay. So
Okay,
you're
so you
able to
can
move
interact.
some stuff. You're
Yeah.
okay, so this is your training montage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Training
Got it.
montage.
Around.
And that's when I'm like, okay, I pop out of it. I'm like, okay, I need to put myself into something. He's like, well, don't put yourself back into your body, because if so, you're going to be dead.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Okay, so we
That's
do
also
get an
helpful.
answer out of
So yeah, I can't project back into my body because I will project back into a body that is actively dead. Boom, dead, game over. And he's like, also, don't put yourself into things that have brains. Controlling things with brains is a lot harder. And we go back to the ship where I am staring at the bunny saying, be the bunny. And I hear someone off screen going, that's not going to work. And I'm like, Marco, you're not talking to me. You're talking about the Fae Queen.
Yes. So basically we're talking about how they want me to be nicer to the queen so I could stop being punished, right? And Margot's like, she thinks that like making me hang out on Elliot's party boat for a week is gonna tame me. She's like slamming her wine like cup, like she has another thing coming. but also like I seem a little, it's not a ton here, but I feel like I'm a little shaken and drunk and a little bit like, not exactly drunk. It's not the right word. I think she's shaken up by the Penny's death, even though like we were clowning on it earlier.
Yeah.
Because she starts talking about how she's been waiting for Elliot. He hasn't come back. She's sent the bunnies to talk to him. The bunnies have been returned to sender. The bunnies can't get through to him.
Right.
Like, basically, she's like, Elliot might be dead. So Penny might be dead. Elliot might be dead.
Alice died recently.
Alice is dead, like, died, right? Like, a lot of people have died.
We need a new cast.
And, like, though Margot makes the joke, and she's like, and Elliot and Penny could be blowing each other in heaven right now. Like, just, like, has, like, because everything has to be a joke. But also, like, you can tell that I didn't realize this until the scene, what they were doing with Margot and her, like, kind of emperor, like, very murderous kind of, like, Iron Fist persona. But now I realize this is just, like, her basically saying that, like, I'm going to take care of this and I'm going to do it my way. So when we get back, we're going to go to that hallway where the fairies can't go. We're going to take a brick. We're going to grind it up. We're going to put it in the queen's bath. And then I'm going to eat her heart in front of every single fairy.
You're going to put a brick in the
So
bath?
there is that hallway.
Yeah. Where they can't
made
see,
of
you
stone.
can't hear. Right.
Where they can't hear. So she's going to take one of the
got
stones,
it.
grind it to dust, put it in the bath. The courtiers are going to do that. And then
right.
she personally is going to go in, cut her heart out, and then eat it in front of everybody. Every single fairy.
In response to that, I say, damn girl, you get shit done. And then we pop out of there, back into a bedroom where there's some guy, I don't know his name, who is exhausted. I thought Hyman was a perv because there's Margolem in the closet.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's that guy.
It's Todd again.
It's Todd again. And
Todd, I liked you.
well, he
Todd-
liked you. I go in the
no.
closet and you just hear me go, be the Margolem. Be the Margolem.
Oh, no.
And the next scene is I'm just fucking.
Yeah, Todd comes down. Everybody's kind of hanging out, and he's like, you know the golem? I've been storing it for safekeeping.
Oh, no.
And he's like, it's not like that. I just dress her up and pretend that she respects me.
I hope it wasn't a sex thing. If it is just
It's funnier
a
if that's
role-playing
true.
respect, that's very
Anyways,
funny.
the golem has not been working since Magic died, but she just woke up and then come crashing in is just this golem just like, like making noises, no words, just kind of screaming, making golem noises. And then I hit it with the stick in the back, and then I hit it in the face, and then it's
Very
on the ground,
comical.
and I keep smashing the fuck out of it, just screaming.
Yep, you get your
Quentin,
classic beat it
useless.
to death
And then
montage.
it kind of is on the ground, and it twitches, and I hit it again.
Well, you gave
Yeah.
it a shot, Mike.
And then
Penny,
I pop out of that, and Hyman's like, I told you it wouldn't end well. I'm like, I wish you were dead so I could kill you. And that's when things start getting weird. There's some
What?
ghost
They start
boy,
getting
and I'm in a ghost loop.
Oh, that's a
Um,
bit from now. You actually I have a scene without you. I'm in
Okay.
Fogg's office with Julia, and we're basically like, oh, either the golem had residual magic, or maybe the clay it was made of was like a magical creature on its own right. And we're just like speculating on how this thing came alive without magic. And he's like, while you're here, he found the Break Bills records for Lance Morrison. He was a student for one semester and left because of a Code 7. We should be like, what's a Code 7? That must be pretty common for it to be so low numbered.
Yeah.
Student suicide.
Which it sounds like maybe it is common enough
It's
that it's
either a suicide
Oh, is this the perv?
or, hold on. It's either a suicide or he magically exploded. We use the same code and I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
So he either exploded or killed himself, but he died on campus. So we're like, oh, maybe the key is here. He was in the West dorms, which have now been magically buried, apparently. Because the dean says at the time it was bad form to have a ghost on campus, unlike today when we put that in the goddamn brochure. But anyways, like the dean buried the whole dorm, protected all the entrances, so students couldn't like come across it.
So this is where this guy's body is.
But now the magic's gone. We can go into the dorm. So
Okay.
it cuts to Julia and I in the dorm, flashlights, spooky vibes, a door randomly opens. There's a fire lit there. Lights are on. And it's basically a dorm room. And this guy, Lance, is like at the desk kind of working or whatever. And he's like, did father send you? Like, I'm not coming home for winter. And obviously it's cutting here. So you're probably in the scene again. I don't know if you have anything before this.
No. I'm just trying to speak to anyone to tell, like, just tell someone I'm here.
Yeah. And
So this is actually a different guy than.
this is Lance. This is a different guy.
Okay.
And I think he's talking to you because he's like, what are you talking about? No, I'm not a bitch.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I just keep saying, can someone just say Penny's in the room? Just someone say it, please.
Okay. So you're trying to speak via
Through
this ghost.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're basically asking him about the golden key. We're asking about Rupert. As we say, Rupert, like the lights flicker. He stands up. Rupert is behind us, like young Rupert.
Oh.
In like 1940s gear, like how he looked at the time. He kind of like gets excited, and they like, Rupert's like, oh, this place is something, and then the guy's like, well, it's nothing compared to what you've been through, and they hug. And basically, yeah, they're in the ghost loop. They're not listening to us. Same way it was in the mansion, in Chatwin's, or in not the Chatwin's mansion, Plover's mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And Rupert gives him the key here, right? So Rupert's like, oh, I brought this for you. And he says, it won't hurt. It just reveals the honest truth of things and shows them as they truly are. And hands it to him. And he says, I see. And then they kiss.
Oh.
Interesting.
He found a lover in the war.
And then the lights flicker again. And there's an older man here who I believe is Lance's dad.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, you've been speaking out of turn about your mother's family. You have sullied the McAllister name. And Lance, who has the key that shows things as they truly are, says, all I did was tell the truth. And the dad says, the truth can bury us. And, the dad's like, it's the key. It's ruined. Or no, sorry. Lance says, it's the key. It's ruined everything, and hands it to his dad. Right.
Oh.
The dad pockets the key. We know, like, oh, it's in his right pocket, whatever. And basically the dad takes it and says, say it isn't true. You can't control yourself. Don't blame the key for your own perversion.
Oh, it's about him being
1940s homophobia.
Yeah.
Right.
I even made a comment telling Hyman, this isn't terrifying. It's just two dudes kissing, you homophobic pussy. like we talk about that.
But then the dad throws a spell at the son. It kind of misses. But like the kid gets knocked down. The dad just chokes the kid to death.
Oh, we have another incident of kid death.
Yep.
Sure loves
So this
killing
he
kids.
didn't kill himself. He was
He was
murdered.
murdered by his dad. And he was covered up or
And
something.
they covered it up. Wow, the school sucks.
Or they
or
didn't.
he
Or the
covered it
dad
up.
stayed covered it
Oh,
up.
the
We don't
dad
know.
covered it
Yeah,
Right.
we're not. Yeah.
But because the dad is all about image because you've ruined the family name or
Yeah,
whatever.
That's fair.
And the dad like seems to see us for a second. I think he sees Penny. So he like closes the door behind us with magic. We think he sees us, obviously, but like then he basically start like throwing hands.
Yeah, he blasts me, and I'm like, say my name. My name is Penny. He's like, that's not a real name. I'm like, it's my real name. Just say Penny, and he won't.
To me, he's fighting the air.
Yeah.
Like literally fist fight with the air and losing.
Yeah. But yeah, the last thing he says is it's not a name, and then you and Julia run.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so the ghost can see Penny.
So the ghosts, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you're not like. I wonder if the ghosts might be able to see people, but they just don't care about them. It might just be irrelevant.
But Penny's also trying to get the ghosts to say the word Penny,
'Cause you
so
guys
that way we would hear it, and they're all like not complying,
Yeah.
even though you're beating the shit out of
Yeah,
it.
it's the most like, that's not a name. It's a fuck. Just say it.
Just say the word Penny.
That would have been like, what's the cheapest coin you can get? Penny, and then that would have been the easiest
It
one.
literally would have done a lot.
Next scene is we're outside with Alice and Katie talking to Harriet Schiff, the hearing impaired lady we met a couple episodes ago, and they're she's telling her about the library having a corpse eater that can help take Penny to the underworld, and she's signing to them, and Katie's interpreting it, and I'm like, stop signing! I don't know what the fuck you're saying, and someone just says burn his body, and I'm like, no, don't burn the body. What? Al says he'll be stuck there for an eternity, turning into a ghost or worse. And Katie translates what she says as better than a slave to the people who killed him for 1 billion years. And Al says, am I the only one that knows that eternity is a lot longer than 1 billion years? Which is a fair point. We run back to the cottage, and I ask Hyman if he's been paying attention to Quentin's stupid key thing. And that's when he tells me about it can reveal things that are hidden. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, I'm a hidden thing. And he's like, ooh, twist.
Use popcorn.
Popcorn. And I'm like, okay, tonight will be 7 days since I died. If I don't contact Katie today, she's either going to burn my corpse or worse, give it to the library, and I'm not getting eaten. And he's like, Q said Elliot already found one of those keys, and I run off back to the Netherlands. And I'm like, Elliot, please tell me you can see me. Can you see me?
No. So yeah, we're back in the Netherlands. There's a small cut forward, and Elliot is like, okay, plan. You can tell we've you debriefed now. And Elliot's talking to Fenn and Frey. And I was like, okay, plan. Because we need to get to the library, and it's through a bunch of cannibals. So what Elliot's going to do is I'm going to use the key. I'm going to summon the Hellbat, just like the guy on the island. And it's going to scare all the cannibals. We run past the cannibals, into the library, open up a door. Boom, Bob's your uncle. And so Elliot takes out his key. He's like, and say a little word, blah, 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 illusion magic. And there's a little, kind of like a magical sound. And instead of summoning a giant, inky, black, flying deathwing bat kind of thing, instead, it's just a guy who's sort of standing in front of me. He's like, what the hell? And Elliot looks terrified. And I was like, why is Elliot so terrified? And then he says, oh, my dad.
Oh, no.
Elliot summoned his father. And he just Elliot is sort of gasping. He's like, oh, what have I done? He does I didn't go, well, I don't know how this happened, but oh shit. And
at this point I say, what is with everyone and their dad issues today?
Yeah. And just and again, to point back to the previous scene, his dad, to get an idea of who he is and what kind of a character he is, he says, what the hell are you wearing? I didn't think you could make sailors' uniforms gayer. Because I kind of have that I was on a boat, which homophobic, terrible, he's a bastard.
Yeah.
I didn't think you could make sailors' uniforms gayer is kind of a funny
that
phrase.
Is funny.
It's a pretty funny thing to say out loud with your mouth. But Elliot, obviously, this comes from a long history of verbal and emotional abuse.
Right.
There's a cut there, and my next scene is running into the physical kids.
I do say before I leave, you might be the only person in the multiverse more fucked than me. I wish I could help. Dip City.
Yeah.
And then you and Julia and the dean visit someone.
Yeah, so I have a quick scene before that. We're in the dean's office. Basically, we get a little info dump here that the McAllister family is basically on the board of trustees for the school. They're one of the oldest and most influential magical families in America. They obviously kept the key. And we're like, well, can you get us into their house so we can fucking steal it? And he says, Irene McAllister has been calling the dean, basically looking for a lead on bringing magic back. So we already have an in.
Okay.
So it cuts to basically this fancy house, kind of New England style mansion, whatever. There's still magic going on here. It's very Beauty and the Beast. There's a magical duster floating, dusting the shelves. A broom is sweeping the floor on
Beauty
its
and
own.
the Beast type of shit.
And we do reference Beauty and the Beast by name here, I think. But basically the enchantments in the house run on a reserve of magical energy that her father, Irene McAllister's father, has built up over decades. Most of the enchantments, though, have failed already since magic is gone. And she's like, do you want a martini? And we're like, sure. Martini basically makes itself. And I'm like, oh, I'll take an olive. And an olive drops into mine and floats over to me. And she's like, oh, which one of you can do magic? So she clearly has heard that there's a little bit of, maybe that's our in, I guess, as the dean gave up that he has a student who's doing a little magic. I stand up instead of Julia, though. And then I give this whole spiel about oh, before I knew that magic was, real magic was real, I was doing sleight of hand, or I thought it was sleight of hand, but it was actually translocation magic. And I didn't even know it. So I take the olive and I make it disappear or whatever. She's like, nice try, but you clearly have a crushed up olive in your pocket or whatever now. So she's not buying it really. And I'm like, do you have a deck of cards? And this is when Julia's like, can I go to the back? Like, where's the restroom, basically?
Yeah.
I don't see any of the rest of the stuff at this house.
Presumably Julia steals
She goes
the
to
key.
steal the key.
The
yeah.
next shot I have is back at the physical kid's cottage with the key in front of us.
Yeah, she goes to the bathroom. I follow her, and she goes to the bathroom and puts like this little metal bowl on the ledge. She has a piece of paper that says the golden key, puts in the bowl, like lights it on fire, and then like uses that to like guide herself through the house like a location
It's the most
spell.
useful magical spell ever. Of
Yep.
just like, where the fuck are my keys?
And
Where's my wallet?
I see like these two magical like lines light up at one point, and I'm like clocking her, going, find it, find it, find it. And I'm clocking the window because the sun is setting. And I'm like, come on, come on, come on, come on.
It's the end of the 7th today. Yeah.
And I'm like, and the sun goes down. I'm like, damn it. Next scene, we are outside where Katie is getting ready to burn my body. And Al shows up, and they're back and forth on what to do. And Katie's asking for more time. Alice shows up saying it's not too late. The corpse eater will be here in any minute. And Katie's like, why do you care? And Alice is like, well, he's my friend. And Katie's like, he wasn't one of you. And she says, you're right. I barely knew him. I didn't know where he was from. I don't know about his family. I don't know how he found magic. But I know what it's like to be trapped and to totally lose yourself and lose control of yourself in your life. In the underworld, he will still get to be Penny, though. Like, being yourself in the underworld is going to be better than being a vengeful spirit. And Katie says it took everything she had to try and save my life, and he died anyway. And then she was kind of relieved to be done with it, and she wishes I was there so I could tell her what I want, but he's not. And I'm like, hey, look, they're both terrible options, but if I had to choose, don't send me to the underworld. And Alice is like, I know you don't want the responsibility of this choice, so don't take it. Let me do it for you. And I'm telling Katie, no, please. And I start to focus on the candle that's lit. And I'm like, be the candle, be the candle. And Alice is like, I'm going to go get the corpse eater. So she's going to try and have me eaten. I turn into the candle. I get it to, like, move. And then I have it fall on my body.
Oh, so it burns you up.
Burns me up. So the corpse eater can't get me.
Did they already cover you in, like, never mind. We're not going to
Right.
talk about how flammable a body is.
Okay,
It's
that's
not.
fine.
Anyway,
And
sorry.
One last scene.
Not important.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Same.
You're looking at the key?
Yep. And Julia's saying that the key is uncomfortable to hold. It makes me feel like I'm not really myself. Don't know what that's about. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to touch it then. And I close the box with the key in it. The dean walks in, drinking out of a flask.
He's doing well.
Oh, sorry. The other thing is that we unlock chapter 3 of the book. And
Okay.
we think the next key might be in Fillory.
Back and forth.
So the dean walks in, drinking out of a flask, and he says, good morning. And I'm like, yes, it is the morning. He doesn't seem to care, though, because Irene McAllister has had the board put break bills up for sale.
Ooh.
So-
Okay, because we stole from him, probably. Stole from him.
And magic's gone, and the
And
magic
yeah,
school
there's
is
nothing to teach.
worthless,
Fair enough.
basically. So the school's going to be closed. He's out of a job, and he would say that we'll be evicted, but he doesn't even know who owns the building we're in right now. So he doesn't know who it's been sold to, and the school's going to be closed.
Damn.
Then he grabs a bottle off the kind of liquor shelf, and he says, Quentin, is this bourbon or rye? And I'm like, that's rum. And he's like, perfect. He's like, carry on, I'm gonna go lie down. Julia makes a joke about how, like, both Quentin and her have been kicked out of break bills now. This is when the door opens and there's a bunch of screaming,
And Elliot darts
runs
in with Finn and Frey. So you get the sound of, like, cannibals chasing us. So it seems to have worked. So my guess is
How did it work?
we ran past. I'll talk about it in a second. So we ran past the cannibals. They chased us. I did find a door in the library. I unlocked it. It led me here. I don't know if I got to choose or if it just was random. It seems to be there's a lot of stuff like that in this episode. And whenever I close the door, I kind of like re-peek behind it, and it is no longer the chaos of people chasing us. So as soon as it
regular door.
closes, that stops
done.
existing as that door. So I get inside, and now Elliot and Quentin give a big hug, and I didn't expect to be here. It doesn't seem like you didn't expect to see me. Give a big hug, and I'm like, "Can I have some water, please?" And you're like, "Yeah, absolutely." And you go over to get me a glass, and it's like sparkling, and you're like, "Okay." Give me some more, and I take
Elliot.
You're still Elliot. I take a big long drink, and I was like, "All right, everybody, gather around for story time with Uncle Elliot. Everyone, come on." And I go sit down, and everyone kind of okay, and walks over and takes a knee, and I have everyone around me, and Elliot starts to kind of go into his, he's a showman, and he starts to try and tell the story of what happened. And I was like, this story is called The One where Elliot did nothing wrong but was chased by cannibals through the befucked Netherlands anyway. Oh, by the way, this is Frey, and Frey, this is my daughter, or this is Quentin, this is my daughter. And Quentin's like, you have a daughter? I was like, not important.
Also, you have a daughter who's 20.
Yeah, right. 20-year-old
Not
daughter.
important.
Not important. And I was like, so I used the key that the bad man used to make the bat demon, but instead it made my dad, because apparently it doesn't make the bat demon. It makes whatever you fear most. So what I did is we needed to get past the cannibals. So I told him that the cannibals in the shed didn't know the difference between a tractor and a backhoe. And he said, and Quentin stops me, and he's like, wait. So you sent your dad after a bunch of cannibals to be eaten by cannibals? I was like, yeah, I didn't really know how it was going to work, but basically, yes.
It's also an illusion,
It's
right?
not an illusion.
It wasn't the real bat monster. It's not your real dad, but it's an illusion of that.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
But I sent my dad into the cannibal hut as fresh meat. And got to listen to the sounds of screaming on both sides as my pissed off illusory dad got to be chased and tried to be eaten by a group of cannibals, which we then used as the distraction to run through and get out of here. It was illusion, but yes, it was very cathartic. And that's whenever I'm like, so what have you all been up to? And everyone just looks stunned, and they're like, well, we found another key, I guess is the big information. No one's told me Penny's dead yet. Have no idea at this point.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we found the key. And I was like,
truth key.
It's a truth key. I was like, I can handle a little bit of truth. Honestly, I feel very truthful right now. I grabbed the key, holding it up, kind of looking around. I was like, I don't know. I don't really kind of wave it. I was like, I don't really feel anything. What's up, Penny? And I go to put it down, and Penny's like, wait. And that's the end of my episode.
Okay.
And I just see Penny sitting in the corner.
Yeah, just. Yeah. So
It's very good.
How did you get back in there in the corner?
I'm still.
He's always there. He's still I don't see
My
him.
body's gone, but I'm still
Hanging around.
hanging around.
Oh, it just lets us see the projection of you.
You see the truth.
Got
And
it.
the truth
And
is
the
Penny's
truth is-
astral projection is there.
Yeah.
Quentin doesn't see it.
Yeah.
Julia
It's just
doesn't
the
see
people holding the key can see Penny. Got it. Okay.
Solid
it.
episode.
Just
That was
cuts
really fun.
immediately.
It's so good. Also, Hyman still out there.
Yeah.
He will
We're
remain.
gonna be able to see him with the key.
Yeah.
I
fucking
guess.
perv.
And update: Hyman was a first name. It was a commonly used first generation Jewish immigrant name because in Hebrew it means life.
That makes way more sense that it is a non-English word. Because that makes way more sense.
Yeah. You look at like top 5,000 names currently used in the U.S. right now. Hyman ain't making the list.
2,600 of them are Aiden in different spellings. So Hyman ain't on there.
Anyway.
Cool. Sounds like the app.
Wild
I
episode.
guess we're not getting you back. Maybe you're
I don't know.
you
We
got
can put
spirit
we
vibes.
can put my brain in something.
Yeah, maybe. Get you a big machine
Once
robot
again-
crab or something.
My biggest enemy, lack of healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same.
And body. I'm just not good in bodies. Maybe I'm best here.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, everybody.
I'm your host, Mike, saying off. Listen to me always.
It's Sasha.
For me, it's always.
It's Colin.
Right now.
Brian.
Give me the background often.
What?
What?
Give me the background often.
He talked a lot this episode. He's tired.
Give me the background often.
Bye forever.
Bye forever.
For more information, go to popculturerollcall.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Our new theme provided by Stephen Rossblock. Find him at StephenRossblock.com for more of his work. Join us next week for another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call.